Rhythms of belonging. The role of music in shaping social life.
Part 2.
Hello, everyone. Back again with us, Stereopedia. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell button to keep getting the latest updates from us. 3.3 Music as a marker of social identity. Musical preferences and affiliations are often linked to social categories such as class, ethnicity, gender, and generation. Sociologist Pierre Bourdieu emphasized how cultural taste, including musical taste, functions as a form of symbolic capital, helping to reinforce social distinctions. Class-based distinctions are visible in the divide between genres like classical music, often associated with elite or formal education, and pop or street music, linked to working class and youth cultures. A gender identity is negotiated through music, as artists and fans challenge or conform to gender norms. For example, queer artists have used music to challenge heteronormative narratives and claim visibility in public discourse. A generational identity is often reflected in nostalgic music preferences, where certain decades of music come to symbolize youth or rebellion for specific age groups. In this way, music acts as a social signifier, communicating one's place within larger systems of power, affiliation, and identity. 3.4 Diaspora, migration, and hybrid identity. In contexts of migration and diaspora, music becomes a crucial space for negotiating hybrid identities. Migrants and their descendants often use music to maintain connections to their cultural roots while also navigating new social environments. Latinx communities in the United States have blended traditional music genres like mariachi and cumbia with hip-hop and reggaeton to reflect bicultural experiences. West African immigrants in Europe often participate in Afrobeat and globalized gem traditions, using music to retain cultural identity and build transnational networks. These musical practices serve not only as tools of memory and heritage preservation, but also as platforms for innovation and identity reinvention in multicultural contexts. 3.5 Music, memory, and identity continuity. Music is also intimately tied to memory and continuity, helping individuals and communities anchor identity over time. Musical memory is remarkably resilient even in cases of neurodegeneration like Alzheimer's. Familiar music can trigger autobiographical memories and revive a sense of self. In collective contexts and themic songs, protest music or wartime ballads help communities remember pivotal historical events, transmit intergenerational values, and maintain cohesion in the face of adversity. These songs are often passed down like heirlooms, embedding identity into the emotional and narrative fabric of a community. In summary, music operates on multiple levels of identity, from the internal realm of personal narrative and emotional resonance to the external world of social categories, group membership, and cultural heritage. As individuals and societies evolve, music remains one of the most powerful and flexible tools for defining, expressing, and reimagining identity in both continuity and change. For music in rituals and ceremonial life. Music plays a central role in rituals and ceremonial practices across cultures, functioning as a key element that gives structure, emotional depth, and symbolic meaning to significant social events. Whether in religious rites, rites of passage, state ceremonies, or healing rituals, music serves to elevate the ordinary into the sacred, guiding participants through psychological and social transformations. 4.1 Structuring time and space. One of the most fundamental functions of music and ritual is its ability to mark transitions in time and space. Through rhythm, melody, and repetition, music signals that participants are entering a liminal space, a realm set apart from everyday life, where normal rules are suspended and transformation can occur. In religious rituals, such as Christian liturgies or Buddhist chants, music cues the progression of the ritual and helps participants move through distinct spiritual states. In indigenous rites of passage, specific songs or rhythms may accompany different stages: separation, transition, and reintegration, symbolizing the initiate's journey into a new social role. This temporal structuring function allows music to become an organizing principle within rituals, providing cues for action, emotion, and reflection. 4.2 Elevating emotional and spiritual states. Music intensifies the emotional dimension of ceremonial life. Its capacity to evoke awe, joy, grief, or transcendence makes it indispensable in heightening the ritual experience. The emotional power of music can create a sense of sacred presence, aligning the inner world of the participant with the symbolic meaning of the ritual. Examples include Sufi whirling ceremonies, where repetitive music induces spiritual ecstasy and union with the divine. Pentecostal Christian worship, where gospel music and spontaneous song create a space for personal healing and communal praise. Hindu bhajans and kirtans, where devotional singing fosters emotional closeness to the deity. In each of these settings, music acts as a vehicle for transcendence, helping individuals access dimensions of experience that go beyond words. 4.3 Communal participation and belonging. Ritual music often involves collective participation through singing, drumming, clapping, or dancing, which reinforces social cohesion and shared identity. By engaging the body and the voice, ritual music transforms passive observance into active communal experience. In weddings, guests sing and dance to celebrate the union, symbolizing the community's support. In funerals, mournful music creates a shared emotional space for grieving and honoring the deceased. In national anthems sung at civic events, music functions as a secular ritual reinforcing patriotic unity. These moments of communal musical expression reaffirm the social fabric, reminding individuals of their place within a larger whole. 4.4 Transmission of cultural values and worldviews. Ritual music also serves as a repository of cultural memory and moral instruction, preserving traditional beliefs and cosmologies across generations. The lyrics, rhythms, and musical forms used in ceremonies often encode myths, genealogies, and ethical teachings. In African Grot traditions, music is used to retell community histories and reinforce social values. In Native American ceremonies, songs are often seen as sacred gifts passed down from ancestors or spirits, containing knowledge that must be preserved with care. In Japanese Shinto rituals, gagaku, court music, is performed as a link to imperial and divine ancestry, maintaining continuity with the past. These examples show how music helps embed cultural narratives into embodied practice, ensuring their survival and relevance over time. 4.5 Healing and transformation. In many cultures, rituals involving music are not only symbolic but also therapeutic, believed to bring about physical or spiritual healing. Music is thought to realign the individual with cosmic order, restore balance, and expel illness or negative energies. Shamanic healing ceremonies often use drumming and chanting to guide trance states and spiritual journeys. In ayahuasca rituals of the Amazon, Icaros, healing songs are sung to guide participants through visionary experiences. In modern music therapy, structured musical interventions are used to assist people coping with trauma, anxiety, or grief, often drawing on ritual-like structures to provide containment and support. These practices highlight the transformative potential of music, showing that it can serve not only as a cultural symbol but also as an active agent of change and renewal. In sum, music is not simply an adornment to ritual, it is fundamental to the structure, meaning, and emotional resonance of ceremonial life. By guiding transitions, evoking deep emotion, fostering communal bonds, preserving cultural wisdom, and facilitating healing, music remains one of the most profound tools through which human societies mark the sacred, the significant, and the transformative. 5. Music and social movements. Music has long been intertwined with social movements, serving as both a catalyst and conduit for change. Through its unique ability to convey messages, evoke emotion, and unite disparate individuals, music functions as a powerful tool for mobilization, identity formation, and resistance. This section examines the multifaceted roles music plays in social movements across history and cultures. 5.1 Mobilizing collective action. One of the primary functions of music in social movements is its capacity to mobilize individuals into collective action. Protest songs, chants, and anthems energize participants, providing emotional fuel and rhythmic momentum to marches, rallies, and demonstrations. The civil rights movement in the United States famously utilized spirituals and freedom songs such as "We Shall Overcome" to foster resilience and solidarity. Anti-apartheid activists in South Africa employed songs like Nkosi Cycle, I Africa to inspire courage and unity. In contemporary times, movements such as Black Lives Matter have adopted protest music and viral chants that resonate on social media, amplifying their reach. Music's repetitive and memorable nature makes it an effective communication tool, easily taught and sung en masse, helping to synchronize group efforts and maintain morale. 5.2 Expressing collective identity and ideology. Music helps articulate the values, goals, and grievances of social movements. Lyrics and musical styles often encode narratives of injustice, hope, and resistance, giving voice to marginalized or oppressed communities. Folk and punk music have historically served as vehicles for critiquing political power and social inequality. Indigenous movements use traditional songs to assert sovereignty and cultural rights. Feminist and LGBTQ+ movements incorporate music that challenges dominant gender norms and celebrates diversity. Through these musical expressions, movements create shared identities and a sense of belonging, strengthening internal cohesion and external recognition. 5.3 Creating emotional connection and sustaining hope. The emotional power of music helps sustain activists through the often difficult and prolonged struggles of social change. Songs provide a means of processing pain, frustration, and loss, while also fostering hope, solidarity, and collective joy. Music at protests can lift spirits and create moments of catharsis. Commemorative songs honor fallen activists and keep their memories alive. Celebratory music marks victories and milestones, reinforcing commitment to ongoing efforts. By connecting hearts as well as minds, music plays a vital role in maintaining the emotional resilience of movements. 5.4 Music as a form of nonviolent resistance. In many contexts, music has served as a tool of peaceful resistance, challenging authority without violence. It can disrupt oppressive narratives and create alternative visions of society. The use of singing during the Indian independence movement, including Gandhi's incorporation of devotional and nationalist songs, fostered nonviolent civil disobedience. During the Cold War, underground music scenes in Eastern Europe became sites of covert dissent. In recent protests worldwide, music and dance have been used to reclaim public spaces and assert visibility. Music's ability to inspire and unify without aggression makes it a powerful strategy for nonviolent social change. 5.5 Transnational influence and digital amplification. With globalization and digital technology, protest music now transcends national boundaries, connecting local movements to global audiences. Songs from one country can inspire activists elsewhere, as seen in the spread of hip-hop as a protest genre worldwide. Social media platforms enable rapid dissemination of music and protest videos, amplifying messages. Virtual concerts and online collaborations sustain movements during times when physical gatherings are restricted. This interconnectedness expands the reach and impact of social movements, demonstrating music's evolving role in the digital age. In summary, music is a dynamic and multifaceted resource within social movements. It mobilizes, expresses identity, sustains emotional strength, embodies nonviolent resistance, and links struggles across the globe. As both a practical and symbolic tool, music continues to shape the rhythms of social change.